Hi everybody, I'm Larry Dwyer from Horror News Network, and I'm here with
Mike Simonetta,
Mark McCurley,
and we're here to talk about the past couple of years, the rise of comedians taking on roles, well, not roles in horror films, but writing, directing, producing. Seems to be a thing. Started, well, I mean, if you want to get technical, started. I guess when John Landis did American Werewolf in London.
Correct.
He came off of Kentucky Fried Movie, he came off of Blues Brothers, he came off of Animal House, and then he wrote this movie, and people were like, "What the hell's this guy doing?"
But it was very funny.
Well, it was a great movie.
definitely.
Probably the best werewolf movie of all time.
I know somebody
I know that they created the Academy Award nomination for Best Hair and Makeup.
Yes, they created it just for that film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, but that was 1981.
81 was right.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But recently, I guess beginning with Jordan Peele,
Correct.
who, as we all know from Key and Peele, came out with Get Out.
Which was crazy because the show's funny.
Yep.
They do the super funny cat movie.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whoa, Get Out. What? Whoa.
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah, I mean, were you familiar with Key and Peele?
I didn't watch it that much.
Okay.
I heard of it,
Yeah.
and I saw like snippets on YouTube, and I loved it. I thought it was great.
Oh yeah. I became aware of it because of a fellow we work with, Sean McLaughlin, who's also a staffer, would basically play all of the Key and Peele to everybody, make sure everybody in the office saw it at least 3-4 times a day.
Every 10th email maybe was a link to a YouTube. Yes.
Yeah.
But they were hilarious. I watched them all the way through on Comedy Central.
Yeah. So I was very aware of who Jordan Peele was when I found out about Get Out. And then when it came out that this was going to be a horror film that he was doing, it was kind of, this guy's if you saw the Key and Peeles, you kind of got the feeling that they liked horror because they did The Shining. Yeah. They did The Shining episode on Key and Peele, which was genius. The Fapoon, that's right. A delight to the senses.
It was the greatest
delight to the
ever.
senses. So you kind of got the feeling that one of them at least liked horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. But there was still
Get Out, like American Werewolf in London, had a lot of humor in it.
It did.
Yeah.
Yes. It did. And it was smart. It was smart to have that humor in it.
Yeah.
It had so much humor in it, in fact, that people were questioning whether it was truly a horror movie.
Well, you could say that on every movie that they do.
Right.
And they put
I
that
should say
flair and everything.
that Peele does.
Right.
Because they're not straight genre movies.
It's not a slasher film.
It's not a slasher film.
Right.
He's got a lot of thought to it. There's definitely comedy throughout.
Yeah. I personally haven't seen Us.
You, the only guy, can we spoil it?
Yeah. No, God, I'll be fine.
Joking.
I'll probably forget it by the time I watch it.
It was enjoyable. It was definitely.
It was good.
It was definitely like it expanded on his style of film.
You can watch our video on it.
Yep.
On the Horror News Network YouTube.
That's right.
There it is. Rewind. Take it back. Check these guys out talking about it. I remember when you guys did it.
Pause and move to that video.
Back.
Come right back.
I remember when you guys did it. I think I was in another room going la la la, so I didn't hear anything about it. But so it was still, that was a horror film as well.
Yeah.
And in between those two, you had Danny McBride becoming attached to Halloween remake, sequel, whatever the heck.
Screenwriter and everything.
Yeah. And that was kind of, another, and it was really...
Although, Danny, if you watch his work, the shows that he makes, they're very dark. Have you seen Vice Principals?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, it is so good.
Well,
hilarious.
Even Kenny Powers is a dark character.
Yeah, it's really dark stuff.
Right.
So,
but it's not horror. So when you hear somebody like a Danny McBride is attaching himself to, Halloween, one of the biggest horror franchises of all time,
which
two out of the
three of us hated it.
My immediate reaction was, what the hell are they doing? What is it? What kind of crap is this? Well, and I was wrong, and I was not proven wrong by the outcome. But somebody said to me, "How do you know this isn't a guy who hasn't been a horror fan his whole life, and this is his dream?" I don't know that.
It was definitely like you could see it when he was in Alien Covenant.
Right.
He was the pilot and everything, but
that was much later. But you get them. But he loves these things. You know, in interviews they were approached and he said, I'll literally do anything in an Aliens movie because he just loved the
franchise.
Yeah. But
Can't blame him.
Yeah. I mean,
you could tell it was him writing that movie with all those stoner scenes.
No,
that was him.
Yeah. So then Halloween comes out and and mine and Mike's worst fears were confirmed, and Mark fell in love.
Well, you know what? I have to be honest. I wasn't so concerned that it was Danny McBride.
Yeah.
As I was like, what? Wait a minute. This is a new number two.
New number two.
And then I was like, all right.
You're ditching everything that's ever happened. Yeah.
Which ditching the other stuff is fine because it went spiraled out into nowhere. But still.
Right. Well, but this isn't about Halloween.
It's not about that.
We could do a whole episode.
All right. Well, so just announced.
Officially this past week on Horror News Network, we came out and said that Chris Rock is but writing. He wrote a new reimagining of Saw, a film that
which is the most left field
yeah
ever.
Yeah, I mean, you say Danny McBride, Halloween, that's weird. Jordan Peele writing his own movie, that's weird. Chris Rock.
Saw.
Like, you don't never really seen a dark, except for since Pookie in New Jack City, I don't think he's ever had a dark role.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But what's real weird though too is like a Saw remake. Out of nowhere.
Well, they like to use reimagining.
Yes, reimagining.
Well, if you think about the continuation they did with Jigsaw, it was basically just someone else taking over. Which was what already happened in the middle of the original series.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
which is why I hate everything past the first movie. But
I mean, after
part the second?
3,
I like the second. Second's my favorite.
This was one of those things that Jigsaw had. He wanted to get revenge.
Yeah.
He got revenge.
Yeah.
And then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, he was.
Now you're just mad at everybody.
Now they're making money. That's what.
Of course.
Now they're making
but I'm like,
money.
You got a guy to saw off his foot.
Yeah.
I think you should be happy.
He should just quit.
Well, that's
also, wasn't he like really sick? Like,
yes.
Aren't you dying?
Well, he died for what, 5 movies? Every time.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was after part 3 that he was actually dead, and then it was everybody who took over, and it was how. Like, he started punishing the people who were working with him that abused it. Like, Sean A. Smith's character.
They were making traps that you couldn't get out of, etc. Because that went against the whole
principle.
His whole principle of it. Right,
because
Anyway, so Chris Rock out of nowhere rewriting it. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it's interesting.
It is.
I hope, per my discussion of the first movie, that he returns to that concept. Just like one nice, tight story.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it just has to be somebody getting revenge.
Yeah. Right.
Obviously, to get the Saw people through the door, there's got to be gory stuff, or seemingly gory, because it's not really that. They weren't really that gory.
No, not really. Not really. Well, you've got. I mean, Chris Rock, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
You gotta figure he knows how to come up with a story.
Yeah.
He's been in Hollywood long enough. He knows how to sit down and write a story. And according to the story, he claims he's been a huge fan of Saw since it launched. That he's always loved the Saw franchise.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean,
So I mean, maybe I don't know. I find it hard to, as much as I kind of want to dismiss it offhand, like I tried to with Danny McBride. I find it hard to, because you don't know who's a true horror fan. He claims to have been a horror fan his whole life, so maybe, I don't know, maybe
they just need the right opportunity.
Good.
Yeah, it was just what presents itself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
We will see.
It'll be interesting. It'll be a new take.
Yeah. They got the same director, same guys directing that directed the first Saw.
Same writer, Lee Wanell?
No, it's Chris Rock.
Okay, so Chris Rock is...
Well, Chris Rock wrote it, but it's being punched up by, I think, a couple guys who did the first one. Same director, James Wan's executive producing. So, I mean, he's got all the keys. He's got all the right people in the room to help him bring this thing to life if it is, in fact, a good story.
Right.
So I guess we'll have to wait about a year or so.
and then Jordan Peele will have another movie out.
Jordan Peele will have probably 2.
Yes. I mean, and you know, we forgot to mention that he's now on the Twilight Zone, which is
I still haven't
very dark and very good.
Is it?
Yeah. It's good.
That's on.
It's good. And to bring that home,
CBS.
did you guys watch? The first one was up for free. Really dark story about a comedian.
Oh, that's fun.
So look at there.
That's fun. So it's not all old Twilight Zone. This is all new stuff.
It's all. Well, there's a couple that are pseudo remakes, but the majority of them are actually new.
Okay.
And it's you know still very thoughtful, good commentary. And again, the first one about the comedian is free on YouTube, so
I'll check that out.
Do yourself a favor and check that out after you go back and watch the episode about us.
About us that I was out there hiding.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was petrified. Scary stuff.
Scary
stuff.
Yeah.
So, you looking forward to Chris Rock Saw, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be optimistic.
Is it gonna be
Chris Rock?
You think it'll be Chris Rock's Saw? Do you think that's out all David, or probably not?
No,
I hope.
But I mean, obviously, he gives a reason to
I hope
go
he's
back. He gives a reason.
I hope he's Jigsaw.
Well, there you go.
I prefer Jay.
That would be pretty good.
I think if they got him in there,
Yes.
in the big mask, like that would be.
But it gives me a reason to go back.
Right.
Because how did the 5?
7.
There was 7. Was he 7 ended like where they said that was going to be it forever, and then there was the Jigsaw one, where
Is that the 8th?
That is the 8th.
Oh wow.
But that was considered a reboot.
It's
too much for you.
Yeah.
Too much.
Way too much.
Because depending on how they do the story with this one, it's either going to be like a reboot where they continue it, or just remake it entirely, or just do something completely different, which he might very well do. He just similar concept, but
Get revenge.
yeah,
Got to give it a shot.
yeah.
Got to see what happens, and then once we hate it, and Mark loves it, we can all sit here.
Yeah, we'll sit here and
talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to just say how much you like it right now?
Yeah.
I'll give it a chance.
I give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. I'm a 3.
Everybody can see,
All right, so that's our take on comedians getting involved in horror. I frankly wouldn't mind seeing some more.
Definitely. Well, it's just interesting to note that there was the news about LeBron James getting involved with Friday the 13th.
I'm sorry, what?
LeBron James getting involved with Friday the 13th.
All right, news flash.
Wow.
Wow.
That was it's a bit old news. They talked about it I think in the fall. It was around the time that this lawsuit they were trying to settle it. They were trying to come to an agreement.
The Victor Miller, Sean Cunningham.
Yeah, and they said once they said that there was somewhat of a settlement before it went into an appeal.
Yeah.
That LeBron James wants to reboot the Friday the 13th franchise, and there hasn't been much news since. That's probably just like, oh, he'd love to produce it, which, it'd probably be really good.
But he could shake out 20 million pocket change
easily.
and be like, hey, let's go
If they need some money, there's no. That's the right tree to bark up.
It's like,
no doubt about it. LeBron's got the money.
Let me go. He's like, I'll put on a pair of Nikes and then we can make the movie.
Absolutely. So hey, non-horror people doing horror things.
It's great.
That's it for us. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.